Ciao ragazzi di Metal in Italy, oggi sono con un ospite davvero speciale, sono con Marco Mendoza e non ha bisogno di presentazioni. Hi Marco, how are you?
I'm really good, Sylvia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And I want to say that I'm like a lucky girl today because I got Mendoza speak. Thank you so much for this gift.
I give these out, you know.
With a kiss.
With a kiss, always. But it's kind of engaging, you know. You kind of get people's attention. When you're doing a gig and everybody's like, you know, their mind starts going and you go, boom, okay, cool. So it's a little game that I have with myself.
So what about this evening? What about this clinic? It's not a simple clinic. It's a show. It's something to get closer to the audience.
Yes, I think when it was proposed to me and they said it was a clinic performance, I knew exactly what it was going to be because I do a lot of clinics all over the world. And the clinics are mostly at schools. And the kids really pick your brain, and they're full of curiosity, and they do the Q&A thing. And when they said clinic/performance, and I met Francesco and I met Michaela, who are teachers at the local schools, they were great. They came to play, man. They came prepared. They did a lot of homework. So as soon as we started playing and going through the stuff, it was like, oh, wow, this is going to be cool. And so we added songs, and I decided, well, let's just make it more of a performance. I think what I find to be true in Italy for some reason, I think it has to do with the communication. And, you know, my job is to make people relax, have a good time, separate. You know, there's always a separation between the audience and the musician or the entertainer or the artist, whatever. I try to get rid of that right away. Right away. Let's get rid of that wall. Let's have a good time together. The bottom line, we wouldn't be here without the audience. And that's it, you know.
You got it tonight.
No, it's true. So I learned from the big ones.
Who?
You know, the David.
Give me just names.
The David Coverdales, the Neil Seans, the Dolores O'Riordan, Ted Nugent, and so many more. I mean, I've played with quite a few people, and that's what they have. Without requesting it, they get the attention, the charisma on stage. They walk up and pow, you know. So, but they tend to play in the bigger venues. This is harder, I think. The smaller venues, especially in a setup like this.
Here, everywhere, all people.
Yeah, it's a pub, you know. It's very challenging, but I'm up for the job, and I really enjoy it. I really have a good time.
Yeah. So, I just love the way you create this chemistry with the musician that you never known before, isn't it?
No, but music transcends communication. And we were having a few issues with me communicating. I know very little Italian. I've been here before, and I pick it up, and then I get away, and I forget it. But because I speak Spanish, I remember a few phrases, so I tend to keep a little bit. Not enough, you know. And then I have one of those brains where I've been, past 15 years have been absolutely crazy. Where I leave one project, I go to the next one. I'm traveling all over the place. I mean, and I finish one tour and I do another album and another tour and another artist in another country. So you get a little exhausted up here, you know. The memory chips, there's very few left. Yeah. Like right now, I finish in Trofarello, I think Friday, Bernardì. I can say that.
Yeah. Viernes.
Viernes en español.
Podemos hacer en español si tú quieres.
¿Hablas español?
Sí.
¿Pero hablan español ellos?
No.
No. Forget about it. Niente. So, yeah, like Saturday, I fly to Sydney to start our tour with Kiss. Yeah. Sydney and New Zealand, and then we finish there. We go to the U.S. to do a Kiss cruise, and then back to Europa with supporting my old band Whitesnake, which will be cool. We did a run in the U.S. So, boom, boom, boom. There's a lot going on, you know, more than we know.
Yeah, and you know that in Whitesnake we got an Italian guy, Michele Lupi.
Yeah. Michele.
Michele. How's him?
He's great. What a great musician and a great singer, and a nice cat. You know, which I think is very important in our business. Yeah. You know, when you hang out long enough, you come across all types of people, and sometimes, you know, people carry their egos around, and I think it's ugly. I get turned off, and I'm like, I go the other way because it's not necessary. the fact is that we are privileged to be doing what we do. And once we start owning that and thinking that we're better than, there's something wrong with that picture. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I just want to know. I read that you you started to play guitar at
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
but then you've been a bassist.
Yeah, we ended up with an acoustic guitar at our house. My brother, I was the middle child. Older brother, middle child, younger sister. So I was like, I got lost in the shuffle. But so he got a guitar, an acoustic guitar for his birthday, and I started playing around with it. He wasn't. After a while, he wasn't that interested. So, and along with the guitar came a chord, male bay guitar chords. And so I would grab the book, and when nobody was watching, I go into my room, and at my own pace, I learned all the chords. Well, not all of them, some. And then I realized, wow, you can play this song and you can play that song with 3 chords. So I learned more chords, and it just. I had an affinity for music. What music did for me, it was therapy. It was my therapy. It was my sanctuary. I could go into my room and play for hours and just have a great time, you know. I was that kid that was awkward, and so I learned how to get out of myself. Then another band, my brother and I started a garage band. My father, he was really cool. He got amplifiers and guitars and all that, and we had a little garage band. Well, in the same area, in the same Colonia Cacho, there was another band that was playing. They had like 3 or 4 years ahead of us. So they had transportation, they had a PA, and they were a little older, and they had established a name for themselves. So their bass player moved out of town, something like that, and they liked what I was doing, singing. And it came to me, they approached me and said, can you play bass? And of course I lied and I said, yes, of course. And so they gave me 5 songs to learn, and I learned the songs. But the reason why I got the job was because I was singing. That was the most important thing. And to this day, I tell all the bass players out there if you're starting to play music, learn how to vocalize a little bit. It's okay, start very slow, but because if you're going to do this, if this is going to be a career, this is why I work so much, to be honest, sometimes, you know. So, so the other band, the Peace Association was the name of that band. Mm-hmm. And we were working a lot. And then from then, I got recruited by a bigger national band that was touring, and Super Mama, and started traveling all over Mexico. And I started at 16. You know.
What about the Familia Superstar?
Familia Superstar was a call I got from Steve Saluto. You know Steve? What a nice guy. What a great guitar player and songwriter and producer. He called me out of no. He called my manager, and my manager called me and says, Marco, there's a guy in Italy, in Treviso, that wants to invite you to come and play with his band. And it was Terry Luce singing. When I heard that, I'm going, wow, this has got to be cool. And Atma on drums. And I'm going, wow, well, let's check it out. And I heard the music. I liked it. He connected me with Steve, and we talked, and he seemed like a real cool guy. And we got together, we rehearsed for a day and started doing gigs. So he put it together, and we recorded some stuff. Then I started getting really busy, and he got busy too, so we kind of disconnected. That's how it is in this business, you know. You can't really hold on to any given schedule because you get called here, called there. So, but we stay in touch. We talk every so often. I play up there in that area, and he comes down, and we say hello. He sits in, we play. So it was a great project. Do you have that album?
Not yet.
You need to get it.
Okay, I promise.
Yeah. It's a good album.
Okay, I'll do it, promise.
Yeah.
Okay, Marco, I know that you'll be very busy in next days, next months, and I'm very happy for you. Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Just one thing, what's music for you?
My music for me is life. It's in my life. It's very pronounced in my life. I thought, you know, for a couple of times in my life, I've thought, what would I do if I wasn't playing music? And honestly, I couldn't find an answer. You know, to be sincere, I couldn't. It's become a lot of what I do. It's not who I am, but it's become a big part of who I am as a person, you know. And it's my love, my passion, my sanctuary, my anger, my energy, my defeat. It's everything that you can imagine you go through life. It's all there in music. So it's very cool when you have that, you know. I actually, when I go home and a few weeks start going by, my wife and my kids start noticing if I'm not playing, they start going, "Are you okay?" You know, because it's become a big part of who I am, you know. And I like to say I'm addicted to it. Performing, well, you saw what I do. I love it. I feel at home. And the bigger the venue, the more of a bigger ride it is. So it's my buzz. It's my high. It's my everything you can imagine. So, and also, I got to say, you know, music took alcohol. I was addicted to alcohol and drugs. And yesterday, September 20th, was yesterday? 20th, September 20, I celebrated 28 years of sobriety. So when I got sober, music took over. That addiction, that obsessive, compulsive behavior, I put it all into my music. So I focused, and I was in LA. I put myself in the right place, and it's been great. It's a great journey. It's a privilege still, and to be playing and working with some of the cats that call me, it's just amazing, you know. So I've had a great journey, and I'm looking for some more.
I wish you all the best, all the love.
Thank you, Silvia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Marco. I'll leave you to your tea
Yes.
that you left on the table.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Grazie
From,
mille.
Prego. From Marco and Silvia, the lucky girl with the lucky pick. That's all. Thank you so much.
Alla prossima, Italia.
Good.
Nos vemos pronto.
Nos vemos
Ciao, ci
pronto.
vediamo.